is Hayden. I also go by Hayden J, and my pronouns are they, them, theirs.
One of my questions is, do you feel that your gender identity has affected your choreography and dance career?
I do. I think since coming out as trans, just the way that I approach creating movement has changed for sure, and just how I show up in the space. I mean, everything sort of shifted within me when I realized I was trans and when I came out as trans, and it really affected every space that I show up in. So specifically the studio, and it all just feels much more expansive, I would say.
Do you think contemporary dance as a genre of dance lends itself more to a more gender expansive, gender inclusive kind of space?
The short of it, I do. It has sort of become a space where people feel comfortable truly exploring their own voices. So I find that there are lots of just really honest, vulnerable voices in a contemporary genre of things. Yeah.
How do you as a teacher, what advice would you give to other teachers in fostering a very safe environment that allows for kids to be very comfortable in their own skin?
So this has actually been, we have lots of faculty meetings at Broadway Dance Center, and I'm always the one to bring up gender inclusion and the sort of what changes can we make. And it's really, it starts with a shift in awareness, just really conscious of the language you're using and choosing to learn. Just as a teacher or someone facilitating a space, and just not assuming that all of your students are cis or straight.
I read that your intentions when teaching are to create a space that feels safe for people to share, grow, and dissect their personal journeys, their stories, and emotions. I always say that dancing for me is therapy. It's my church. Do you feel that creative expression can really foster healing? And second part is, what would you say to someone who's afraid to start, even just a class, any art form?
I believe that art is at the forefront of change, and in turn, creative expression, I believe, fosters deep healing, especially in spaces that are facilitated in a safe way. And I like to show up to the space because dance for me is spiritual, and it's a spiritual practice, and it invites connection and community, and I just want people to feel seen. And I think a lot of the time people just want to feel seen, and that's sort of a first step to me in healing. And then it's when creating and even using sort of choreography as an agent to, if we can shift perspectives within ourselves first, then when we share, even if it's in our small circle, it's a ripple effect, right? So if we're shifting sort of perspectives within ourselves, then hopefully we can inspire and open the minds of the people here, and then we continue out and out and out, and that's how I believe that we can change the world through art. I think that the best things are on the other side of fear.
Do you know any other trans people in any community, your dance community, your friends, that have supported you or helped you?
I have so many people. I'm really, really lucky. I think about this daily, this trans community around me. And I think about the people who maybe don't have that, and how difficult that would be. And I feel really, really lucky to have that. And I could list so many names. I think I'm also part, and I'm really open about this, but I'm part of a sober community that's filled with sober trans people. It's really been a key part of my sort of journey and being trans and coming out. I would make a big shout out to the first person to ever ask me my pronouns, which is a dear friend of mine. I just think back to this day that I'll never forget. They were like, "What pronouns do you use?" And I was like, I just panicked, and I didn't know that I could choose or use different ones. And that day is just like, I'll never forget that day.
Hayden, thank you so much.
You're all beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to
Thank
speak to you.
you.